Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So let's get into today's topic. So there was a clip that I came across today from the Higher Learning podcast. Now, it was referred to me from an awful announcing article, and it essentially had the following title. It said, "Gendered Problems, Decentering Men with Joy Taylor, plus thoughts on Hulk Hogan / higher learning." And on this show, I believe the people is Rachel. I see Rachel Van, I think Van Lathan, I think is his last name, if I remember his name properly. And they had Joy Taylor on there. Now, Joy Taylor recently was in some major headlines because she was part of the cord cutting that took place at FS1. As you guys know, they fired a lot of front-facing talent. They fired Joy Taylor. They fired Emmanuel Acho. Based on the reporting that I got, they got rid of Paul Pierce. They got rid of Keyshawn Johnson. They got rid of the Greg Carton show. They got rid of a whole bunch of shows. And as a matter of fact, I think Danny Parkins, I believe his name is, he's joined First Things First with Nick Wright and those guys. They've added an additional hour to the show. So the show originally, I believe, was 2 hours. Now it's 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So he's there as well. So they're trying to fill in a lot of those spots. We've heard various names come up, like Max Kellerman and others, if they could look to fill out some of those roster spots at that network. But Joy Taylor was the one that really caught a lot of people's attention. And the reason Joy made the most headlines was because of the lawsuit that she was named in a few months earlier, featuring a former hairstylist that used to work at FS1 who was talking about her. And then, of course, they had a former executive that used to work there, Charlie Dixon, who's no longer at the network, who was the one that actually created a lot of those shows. So they let go of her, right? They let go of her, and everybody was reacting. Everybody and their grandmama was reacting to that story. So what happened? I was going through this episode here, and essentially they got to the point where they asked her, "So Joy, like, what are your thoughts now that you're no longer on television? You know, are you going to disappear? Like, for instance, Max Kellerman, who disappeared for a number of years. Are you going to stay active? Whatever. Like, what's going to be the plan moving forward?" And then Joy Taylor just essentially, began to spill the beans and explain where she is mentally now and where she plans to be in the future. But before we even get into Joy Taylor's comments, today's video is brought to you by sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we'd like to do now is like to play what she had to say. I want you guys to listen to it in its entirety. And then I'm going to come back and react to her comments. Take a listen to her here.
You've never been more famous. And you've never been more consequential with the things that you say.
Mm-hmm.
You're constantly aggregated. You're constantly talked about. What do you want to build now?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. The part about this year, and I don't know if I'm going to get it back, is the experience this year has taken away my joy for the business.
Oh.
So there was a time, there's always work involved, right? Like, even if you have a career you love, there's things you got to do that are annoying that you or like, a certain week you might be tired, not feeling it, whatever. But overall, like the saying, it doesn't feel like work is when you're doing something that you actually enjoy. I think what happens to me this year took that away from me. I don't know if I'll get that back. I might, but and maybe like when the callus forms over the wound and you get away from things, it doesn't feel like the tremors go away. So we're not there yet, but right now it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel exciting. Like the big dreams seem like like I'm going to do it, but I'm not as excited about it. And that's kind of this has been a lot, like I said, a lot of work and a lot of passion, but it's been something that I think has come naturally to me because I enjoy it. And I enjoy talking to you guys, obviously. But the building, the work of it all it doesn't feel the same. Like the dream now is to just disappear.
I would hope that you don't. And to be very honest, it's all still very fresh. It's all still very fresh right now. We're still within the year. We're a little halfway over it. Multiple things have happened to you this year. I hope you don't act on that and disappear, because I think just as we've enjoyed talking to you, I know so many people enjoy listening to you. Obviously, that's why you've been front facing of all the stuff that's been happening, because people are interested. I hate, just like as your friend and a fan, that you feel that way. And I hope that changes for you.
Well, thank you. I said this actually before everything happened, that like that was starting to be my aspiration for different reasons. Not the disappearing part, but like just, I don't want to be 70 with a mic. I want to build things for other people to have spaces. I started as a producer because that's, how you start in the business, but I do like making things. I enjoy that process. And whether it's my show or other people's shows or movies or whatever, I enjoy the process of creating and making things. And not being front facing allows you the space to still create, but not have this responsibility. And this comes with a lot of responsibility, especially if you're someone like me. And, not to like toot my own horn, but in a lot of ways, I am the only me. And that's a lonely experience. Loneliness. So you should be concerned and feel bad for my loneliness. But there's not a lot of comps, if any, to what it is that I do in the space that I'm in.
Excellent. So you heard her comments there. What are my thoughts about this? Look, first of all, this isn't the first time we've seen this, right? We went through a similar cycle when they did this at ESPN a number of years ago, when they got rid of a bunch of names. Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Brose, Max Kellerman, and some other people that I can't even think of. And then later on, they got rid of RG3. Just a bunch of people, right? And that one sent a jolt through the system. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was reacting to it. So this thing happens. This kind of thing happens. In the case of Joy and these guys, the fact of the matter is they got rid of them because the shows just weren't getting any ratings. The show that she was a part of, Speak, with Keyshawn and Paul Pierce, was just boring. Like, let's just call it is what it is, man. It was boring, right? It was boring as hell. I used to watch a few episodes, and I'm like, yo, this is boring, right? A lot of those shows that they got rid of, The Facility, those shows were boring, man. When they used to have Undisputed and Skip It, that was an interesting show. Obviously, First Things First is a good show with Nick Wright, Kevin Wiles, Chris Broussard. Those guys have great chemistry there as well. But the shows were just not, they were just boring. They were just, it is what it is, right? And in this business, you just have to get ratings, right? It's no different on YouTube, man. If you're boring and you're not interesting and you're not innovative, people are not going to watch. Period, end of story. They're not going to watch you, right? So if you're not performing well, the numbers will say so. And that's what the numbers said there. Now, if Joy does decide to go into the independent sector, it's going to be a lot harder. Because on television, I've never been on television, but one would assume that a lot of it is prepared for you. All you have to do is produce a body, show up, and then do your homework and then debate. right? You're not thinking of titles, topic, like those guys are really controlling a lot of that. And you're going to get a guaranteed paycheck no matter what. Your paycheck is going to reflect this every single month, no matter what. Whereas in the independent space, a lot of independent guys will tell you this for free. It's a lot harder, right? It's a lot harder when you're not on the machine. And another thing that's worth noting is that people are usually, whenever you have somebody that's on TV and then has a podcast at the same time, they generally tend to do very, very well, right? Because just for whatever reason, being on TV just brings in eyeballs or whatever it is. But when you step into the independent space, like fully, and you're no longer showing up on TV on a daily basis or weekly basis, then you're going to really find out like how hard this thing is. And it's dumb hard. It's stupid hard, right? I mean, we've been in this for, I don't know how many years now. And it's tough, man. You're always innovating, trying to find new ways to get creative and, and all of that. So they're going to, if they decide to come into the space, it'll be tough, I'm sure, although they have a leg up because of their celebrity. But she also spoke about doing things from behind the camera as well, right? So who knows what Joy is going to do. We just wanted to kind of relay her message or her comments really to the audience. And you guys let me know what you think about it. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.